Good evening, Professor.
Hello.
Hello.
We have some minutes for waiting your friends.
Hi, Doctor.
Yes. Okay, my dear, today we will talk about parts of scientific articles, of scientific literature, and after this, we will prepare to quiz, okay? I ask you, open your notebook or phone or take pencil and pen and write, please. We know some different types of scientific literature. It's a scientific article and dissertation thesis. What do you know and what? No, Pooja. In next Zoom, we will prepare to quiz. Your quiz will be held in next week, okay? After Orthodox Eastern, okay? What do you know about dissertation thesis? And who is PhD program. What do you know about this? Now you are in fourth and second in medical education system. It's same, yes. After finish of this course, you will be doctors, yes. Okay. Hello. After this course, you can pass on PhD program. My dear, your quiz will be in the next week. Will be held in the next week, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now we will talk about new materials. About quiz, we will talk later, okay? One moment, it's very important materials now. What is dissertation thesis? It's a work, print scientific large information about your research during you prepared, which you prepared during PhD program. In your midterm and final exam, you will have one question. What do you think? Can you write dissertation thesis now? Right answer will be no, because you are not student of PhD program, okay? But you can write scientific article now. One type of scientific literature called dissertation thesis. And today we will talk about another type called article, scientific article. Scientific article can be original article, methodological article, review article, case report article, and letter of editor-in-chief of journal. This letter is a type of scientific article too. Okay? Write please in your phone or your yes, yes, you have it. Yes. I will upload, yes. Right, please. It's help you to next quiz and midterm. Now we will talk about structure of scientific article. You can see standard scientific articles. Do you have my camera?
Yes, Professor.
It's a very good journal, and it's a first line. You can see title of article, yes? Second line, you can see information, name and surname of authors of this article, yes? And next, you can see affiliation. Now I will share my screen. And do you have my screen with Word document?
Yes, ma'am.
In the next line, for example, and my name. But sometimes you can find in the real journal these symbols. What is this? What do you think? It shows us information about affiliation of these authors. For example, Putela works, for example, in the European University, Tbilisi, Georgia. And for example, she works in experimental center, for example, Tbilisi, Georgia. But this article has another author, me, and I work, for example, multidisciplinary science high school, Tbilisi. Oh. Okay, no, it's Russia. It's our affiliation. Sometimes you can see in the journal near name of authors star. What is this? What do you think? Isn't it the main author of this article? No. Star show to reader that this author was correspondent author. What is correspondent author? What do you think? Correspondent author is a person who prepare communication between journal, recensent of reviewer of journal, and editor in chief of journal, and research team, research group. Okay. This question will be in your final exam. Who is correspondent authors? After title, author's name, and their affiliation is usually in the center of text. You can find abstract. What is abstract? My dear, what is abstract?
Introduction for the
Small information before introduction about your research without detail. Small information. Count of words usually. Minimum. Minimum 120 words. This schedules formed by editor-in-chief of journal. Therefore, before we can send our article about our research to journal, we must check the journal site and check information about rules for author, and sometimes this segment called instruction for author. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. After abstract, we can find in the article of normal journal keywords. What is keywords? Keywords are spatial markers about our research, which help the reader search and find our article, okay? After keyword, you can find spatial parts called introduction. In introduction, we must write information about this problem, information about epidemiological news of this problem. For example, if my research focus on atrial fibrillation, I should write atrial fibrillation is a 1% of all heart disease, etc. And I will write in the segment of chapter of introduction about a new approach of this disease, and I should write information about count of my country and of Europe and in on the world, and information about actual of this question, and I must describe our goal of our research. After introduction, you can find spatial part, materials and methods. In scientific languages, human called materials. We should describe with detail information about our research group, count of patients, mean of age of patients, age of disease. One moment, sorry. Materials and methods. We should describe information about each our devices, about methods, about statistical analysis methods, about legal information, about good recommendation from ethics committee, etc. About information, informed consent, all detail about materials, about type of anesthesia, about dosation of treatment, etc. Schedules of our research. After this, we should sometimes in some journal you can find this. These topics can be separate: materials, methods. For example, 1, 2, 3, or you can find for number 2, 1, and okay. After materials and methods, you can write information about your data. Sometimes you can find in the journal, in the article, chapters called data. Or results. Okay. it's our count, yes, after statistical analysis. But we learned in the previous stage that we can present our data with text, with tables, and with graphs. Graphs such as pictogram, pointgram, diagram, etc. We can present our data in our article or PPT with table, okay, and with scheme. Therefore, we have 3 different instruments for present our data: for text, for graphs, and for tables. With tables, with graphs, and with text. After data, we can find discussion. But you can see sometimes after material and methods, you can see spatial graph, which called results and discussion. Okay, it's normal too. But in standard, materials and method, results or data, and discussion. After discussion, you can see very needing graph, very needing chapters called references. It's very important, and you will have some questions about what is needing part of structure of article, and the right answer will be references. Without references, your article will not legal article, is not legal article. Okay. After references, you can find sometimes acknowledgement. What is acknowledgement? Acknowledgement is thanks. In American standard, sometimes some authors write acknowledgement to parents and wives and children, but in European countries and in Asian countries, we write acknowledgement only sponsor of this project, only grant organization in the first time. And second, we can write acknowledgement personally, or men or women who helped us, but their name and surname is not in a list of authors here. Okay, it's a standard of experimental article, and in a dissertation thesis you can you need minimum 3 your articles which prepare during your PhD program. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Okay, ma'am.
Now I will share my screen with PPT, and in the second hour we will prepare to your quiz. Title. Title are the adjustment which call our attention to that specific area. And title provides displays a description of the complete article and should include information that along with the abstract would make electronic retrieval of the article sensitive and specific. Title must be non-short and non-large. Authors. Author or authors are an intellectual, economical, and legal responsible of the published work. The conforms to the scientific and ethical standard in their collective responsibility to the journals. And the name and surname of author we must write because author name is an instrument for searching of our articles. Yes. Materials and methods. This is a very important part of this search article, despite the fact that often it is perhaps only skim read by the reader. It should include many how the research was done is enough detail to allow replication. Results obtained should follow the objectives of the study, illustrating them with figures and or tables. Original and published result should describe only relevant information, avoiding data repetitions. Results should not include data interpretation or opinions. You can see a list of references of one article. I have one question. What is this? It's blue. What is this? Teaching medical students about chronic disease, etc. What is this? It's a title of article, yes? What is this?
Authors.
Yes, of course. What is this, my dear? It's a title of journal. Yes? What is this? Publication data. What is this? Publication data too. What is this? It's a pages. Discussion. In this section, the relevant results of the study should be compared with the scientific evidence available in the literature, avoiding repeating ideas on concepts previously mentioned. The meaning and interpretation of positive or negative results should be explained. This is the place for new proposal to be suggested and the strength and weakness of the study clearly state. The discussion should end with the main conclusions of the study. acknowledgement, usually at the end of the discussion and before the references. The authors include information about the financial support of the study, acknowledgement that state the possible conflict of interest. Today is particularly important to check the possible conflict of interest declared by the authors in order to determine the credibility of the publication. Sometimes a journal has a special official website, and when you will send your article to journal, to editor-in-chief of journal, you can add special letter, one letter called motivation letter, why you can find this journal, and another letter about conflict interest. Okay, it's all. And now we will talk about questions from your midterm. What do you think? Sharma. I will repeat special for you now. Acknowledgement is a special thanks for grant organization, for sponsor, for donor of research. We should write thanks after our article, before references or after references. And also we can write acknowledgement thanks to person who helped us during this research, but you as author did not write as authors of your article, okay? Sharma. Okay. Needing skills of researcher. I will share my PPT and read, please, and repeat, please, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Do you have my screen with PPT too or not?
No, it's just showing the Word document. Now it's visible.
Okay. Read, please. Needing skills for researchers.
Okay, ma'am.
Finding information, yes?
Yeah.
Yes? Hoja, Zaid, you know this. Finding information. Where we must go to find information? Where? To database system and laboratory, yes? And the library, yes? Scientific database system, yes?
Yes,
Or the
Professor.
internet. We also can find information on the internet.
Yes, it's non-doctors, non-researchers can buy a newspaper or go to the Google, yes, and search some parameters, but we, doctors, researchers, must create an account in database system such as Google Scholar, spatial database system on Google platform, Scopus, Elsevier, PubMed, Thomson Reuters, Hyperlenica, Embase, etc. Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you please upload the PPT on Moodle, the one which you showed now?
Yes.
Okay.
One moment, where are my your questions for your skill, your stage? Okay. Do you have my screen with 1, 2, 3?
Yes, Professor.
Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. I close. Sorry. Finding information. Next, ability to collect evidence. Yes.
Yes, Professor.
Next, we
Critical reading.
critical thinking and critical reading. Yes.
Yes.
Communication skills. We know that very important communication skill between doctor and patients. Yes. But as researchers, we should have good communication between researcher and researcher, student and student, professor and student, professor and professor, etc. Yes, it's very important. Why? Because general meaning of science is transfer of our knowledge to other. Yes.
Yes, Professor. Yeah.
We must transfer. Not only lecturer, my teacher must transfer your his or her knowledge to student. No, I must receive new knowledge from you. Yes.
Yeah.
We must transfer. We must change knowledge. Yes. For this, we must have good communication. Yes. Our language must be specifically, yes.
Yes, Professor.
Our goal must be same. I must let all my students have very good marks. Why? Because I think marks is a marker for your researcher, but our communication is better. It's our communication is marker of your knowledge, not only marks. Yes. Hello.
Yes, Professor.
Okay. Communication skills, good communication skills between researchers help us develop network.